Hey, I'm Rachel J, and this is Cultivator Kitchen. Today, I'm gonna share 25 things that I don't buy that save me more than $10,000 a year. And today it's perfect timing because today is Black Friday, or as I like to call it, Buy Nothing Day. I don't do Black Friday deals or Cyber Monday deals, and I avoid all that hype and rush and consumerism. I try to engage in mindful spending, stick to my budget, and be as frugal as possible. This is actually part of my frugal budgeting series, so if you haven't watched part 1 yet on how to create a purpose-filled budget with free tools, I will link to that above. Go watch that first. And I want to give you guys a big disclaimer here. These are just things that I personally don't buy, and some of them you might say, oh, I absolutely have to have that. This is just my list, and I hope this will inspire you to make your own list. And of course, there are things I buy that you might consider a luxury item. It's really about what's meaningful to you and what you can choose to cut back on. And because I had a ginormous list, and there was so much I wanted to share with you guys, I've kept this to 3 categories: food-related items, bath and body items, and home. I'm sure I could make a whole nother video on travel or other areas. But I wanted to give you guys 25 quick things that I do to save money. The other thing I want to mention really quickly is I am using anecdotal evidence from my own life and my own experience. So you might have different amounts depending on where you live or costs in your area. The other thing I did was a lot of research, reading articles, looking at reports on average spending for US American families. So that might again differ by your country. And in case you guys are curious about some of the figures I'm going to mention in here, I will link a document below with some of the articles that I researched in case you want to go check those out. The best way to know how much you can save by taking stuff out of your budget is to look at your current spending. So go back and watch that budgeting video and then use this as a guide to look at your budget and see what you would really save if you reduced in some areas. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Here are my 25 things I don't buy. The first category I want to talk about is food, which of course on this channel makes the most sense. The first and second thing that I don't buy is meat and dairy. I cut those out about 8 years ago and immediately noticed a huge savings in my monthly grocery budget. And doing some research, I found this was actually pretty typical. In one article, they mentioned that you save between $700 and $900 in groceries a year by going vegan. The third thing that I don't buy is coffee. I quit coffee even before I went vegan, and it was one of the best things I ever did. I was super dependent on coffee, and this will save you at least $750 a year. And that's with you buying 2 cups of coffee a day. I know a lot of people that buy more than 2 cups of coffee a day. You can choose to give up coffee altogether like I did, or to make it at home. The next thing I don't buy is alcohol. I don't buy alcohol at all. I don't go out to bars, go drinking, and I don't buy it at home. This has been wonderful. I can't tell you how great this has been in my life. It is saving me even more money than cutting out meat and dairy. If you spend just $4 5 days a week on a drink out, that is $1,000 a year. And I know tons of people that are spending way, way more than that. I will leave a calculator below where you can figure out how much money you would save if you cut out alcohol based on your drinking habits. The next thing I don't do, or I do very, very, very little compared to the average person, is eating out. We almost never eat out. I can count the times this year that we've been to a restaurant, and that's been because we had to go because of family or friends. For ourselves, we make every meal at home, and I absolutely love it that way. The average US American family spends at least $3,000 a year on eating out at restaurants and fast food, and that figure is from a few years ago, so I'm guessing that's gone up probably even more. If you guys look at your budget, how much are you spending a year on restaurants? For me, food is just healthier and less expensive if I make it at home, and I really enjoy the process of cooking and eating at my own table as a family. So that's something that we try to cut out as much as possible, is eating out at restaurants. The next category is beauty products / services. I could probably make a whole video on this. I am extremely minimal when it comes to these things, and I wasn't always that way. So one of the top things I do to save money is I cut my own hair. And I've done that for years, and I cut my husband's hair as well, and it saves us so much money, and I never go home with that regretful feeling of, oh gosh, I really don't like this. How am I gonna tell them this doesn't work for how I style my hair? I just do it myself at home. I'm happy every time, and it's very quick and easy. And obviously the only cost you have is one very nice pair of scissors, and those will literally last you forever. And I'm sure you ladies know how much a haircut can cost. I live in a major city, so it's hundreds of dollars here for a nice haircut and probably upwards of 50 bucks for a standard haircut and shampoo. And I don't want to schedule that. I don't want to spend time on it, and I don't want to spend my money on it either. Another thing I've cut out that I used to do all the time was manicures and pedicures. I don't do those at all. I haven't done them in years. If I want to paint my nails, I use nail polish at home, which I bought when I quit doing that, and it hasn't run out yet. So it's a super economical way if you like to paint your nails to take care of it yourself. I find it relaxing, and I don't spend on that anymore. And manicures and pedicures are about $20 to $40 each time you do it. If you go once a week, that's about $750 a year that you can save. The next one I'm gonna lump all together, and that's body products. And I'm talking about special lotions, scented lotions, shower gels, all that stuff that you would buy at Sephora or Bath & Body Works or Target, wherever you shop for body products. I don't buy any of that anymore. The only lotion I use is shea butter, and the only soap I use is bar soap. I have completely eliminated anything scented and any of those commercially packaged, plastic packaged products. The average woman in the US spends about $3,000 a year on beauty products and makeup, which I think is just super high. Those are also some of the most expensive things that are targeted at women to buy, and they will often cost more than the counterparts being sold for men, which is called the pink tax. So if that's stuff that you can't really give up yet, try buying a comparable gender neutral or men's version of the product, and you'll probably save a few dollars every time, or just cut that out altogether. The next three things I don't buy kind of work together. And this was a big one for me to give up. I wanted to give this up for years, and it took me a long time to feel confident enough to do it. And that is razors, razor heads, and shaving cream. I don't buy any of those anymore, and it's awesome. I used to be stuck in buying those plastic razors that would break really often. The razor heads had to be replaced really frequently, and those go straight into landfill. So instead, I've upgraded to a pivoting head safety razor. It's better than traditional safety razors. I was really afraid of them. I thought I was gonna cut myself. This one has a pivoting head, and it moves and acts like the razors I was used to, and the body is entirely metal. It will literally last forever. So that safety razor actually came with 25 razor blades, and you break them in half, so you actually get 50 out of there. And I have had the first one I use last an entire year, so I will probably never have to buy the razor blades ever again. And they are recyclable when you're done with them. And I don't buy shaving cream anymore. That's one of those things that you really don't need a separate item for. If you get a good soap lather going, you can use that to shave with instead. The next category is home products. So the first one, and probably the biggest thing that you can cut out very easily, is paper towels. I stopped using paper towels years ago, and I just have cleaning cloths in my kitchen that I use for drying and for wiping the counter and whatever else I would have used a paper towel for. They work way, way better than paper towels, and I can just throw them in the washer when I want to, and they last for years and years and years. That was one of the best switches I made. I love using those. And the average American family spends $182 a year on paper towels. I know before I was going to Target and buying them all the time, so it's just something else I don't have to worry about. The next one I want to talk about is cleaning sprays. I had every kind of cleaning spray. I had bathroom cleaning spray, tile cleaning spray, wood cleaning spray, stainless steel cleaning spray, every kind of cleaning spray. I was also buying all kinds of cleaning wipes, disinfecting cleaning wipes, bathroom cleaning wipes. I mean, there's all these different brands now marketing all of these cleaning wipes and cleaning sprays at you, when in reality you don't need all these different products. Kind of like body products, we're being told you need a different thing for every little area, and you don't. I make a single all-natural cleaning spray at home myself, and I use it on everything. I will link that video above so you guys can check it out and make it too. The next one is dish soap. I used to buy special dish soap for cleaning the kitchen, and you don't need some separate kind of soap. So I'll either use the same bar soap I use all over the house, or Dr. Bronner's, which I use all over the house in the kitchen. And the next one is laundry detergent. I use the same bars of soap all over the house, and that we also use in the shower on our bodies, to make laundry detergent. If you guys want to see that video, it is so quick and easy, and it will save you a ridiculous amount of money to make your own laundry detergent. So leave a comment below if you want to see that next. I also stopped buying dusting pads and Swiffer stuff and floor cleaning spray and all the Swiffer products. I had them all. I had the mop, I had the broom, and you had to put on the dusters on it, and you had all these disposable pads, and every time you cleaned you would use like 10 different floor pads, and then when you switched the Swiffer wet jet you would put all the other ones on and spray this liquid you had to buy separately and refill all over the floor. And I actually found a way to use the Swiffer wet jet that I have, put a reusable washable cover on it that someone made on Etsy, and I just take out that, you know, chemical filled product that was their floor cleaning spray, and I refill it with my own homemade mixture. So if you guys want to see how I rigged my Swiffer to be completely reusable, I can show that to you. But that's something else I stopped buying, was all of the dusting and floor cleaning products that had a lot of disposable waste and all of those extra cleaning pads and dusters. The other thing I don't buy, which might be really surprising to some people, though after you've listened to this whole list, maybe not, I don't buy trash bags. I used to buy a ton of plastic trash bags because I thought you had to have a trash bin in every single room in the house, and I'd have a big one in the kitchen which we'd fill up all the time. Well, now that I compost and that we've reduced our waste so much, our house is nearly zero waste. And we have all our trash just in a little glass jar in the kitchen, which we empty out every so often. I have no trash bins in any rooms anywhere in my home. So that means I don't have to go and check them and empty them on a regular basis. They're just not there. It also helps us stay conscious about how much waste we're making. If you compost and can reduce the amount of stuff that you buy that comes in packaging, you can eliminate that altogether too. The next thing I don't buy is hand soap. I used to have different hand soap in the kitchen and then hand soap in all of the bathrooms. What is hand soap? It's really just a marketing scheme as well. I use the regular bar soap I use all over the house, in the shower, in the kitchen. It's also the hand soap in the bathroom. So we're buying one product that's super cheap and it's very easy to use. With the liquid hand soaps, you actually waste a lot of the product more than you do with bar soap. The trick with bar soap I found in the bathrooms is I have a little bar soap magnetizer that keeps it off of the sink so that it doesn't get all sudsy and wet after you use it and end up washing away, and it keeps the bathroom nice and neat and clean and easier to clean so you don't get any soap scum. So I love bar soap, I swear by it, and we use that for hand soap. And that leads me to the next thing I don't buy, which is hand sanitizers or any sanitizers. I no longer buy disinfectants. I used to have hand sanitizer all over the house, in the bathrooms, in my purse, in the car, and I just don't buy those things anymore. And to be honest, I almost never get sick since I switched my diet. So I don't buy any of those germ-killing products anymore either. And a lot of the hand sanitizers are why we're constantly having to moisturize our hands, because they have alcohol in them and they're very, very drying to the skin. So I actually found that my hands improved after I stopped using hand sanitizer. The average family spends about $600 a year on cleaning supplies. It's probably more than that depending on how many different products you're buying. I like to streamline, keep it natural. I only use 2 or 3 things over my whole house, in the bathrooms, in the kitchen, everywhere, and it's really keeps my costs low, but I also feel that my home is cleaner and safer and more natural. The next thing I don't buy is newspapers. I don't get newspaper subscriptions. I don't pay for newspapers at the store, and the same goes with magazines. I don't have any paper subscriptions or magazines at all. I don't pick them up when I'm at the airport, I don't pick them up at the store, and I don't have them coming to my house. Saving trees is awesome, and it also is gonna save you money and a lot of stuff coming into your mailbox that most likely you're not gonna read, and it's gonna end up in a landfill, maybe getting recycled if you're lucky. So I don't buy those at all. And last but not least, number 25 is we cut the cord on cable. We do not have cable television or dish television, which saves about $1,200 a year. When I first met my husband, he swore by DirecTV, and I could not believe the bill that he spent every month. And I did not have television service, but it was a compromise that we made. And then luckily, one winter a few years ago, the dish was covered with snow for weeks on end and we couldn't clear it, and we didn't have any television service, and he was totally fine with it. So I finally convinced him, and we cut the cord, and we have no more dish TV, no cable TV. And if we want to watch anything local or like the Olympics, we can just use the antenna in the attic. And of course, I love to watch YouTube. That's probably my favorite thing if I want to watch something, and I just watch that on my phone. So there you go. So there you go. Those are 25 things that I no longer purchase anymore that I used to, that save me way more than $10,000 a year. And there's a lot of other stuff I don't buy that has saved me even more money. But what I want you guys to see, even if some of these things are things you wouldn't get rid of, is little amounts add up very quickly. So if you can make a list of things that you wouldn't mind cutting out, maybe before 2020, that's a good thing to do for the new decade. And you can add up how much would that save me a year based on how much I spend a day, a week, or a month on that thing. And I think you'll find at the end of that exercise, it's really quite a lot that you can save. And then the fun part is planning for your future. What would $10,000 a year mean for you? What could you do with that? Could you completely pay off your debt? Could you pay off a portion of your debt? Could you save that and invest it so it grows? Could you put it in a 401k so you can retire earlier? Could you save up so that'll be a down payment on your first home? There's so much you can do when you free up your time and energy, and money is really just a form of energy, and free that up and do something different with it. So join me in saying no to Black Friday, buying a little less and saving more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. List something below in the comments that I didn't mention that you save on. I would love to see what you guys are doing, and it will totally give me ideas for my next video where maybe I will share 25 more things that I don't spend on. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I make videos twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. And I also post a lot of recipes and homesteading videos, gardening, and all other kind of ways to live sustainably and frugally. So I hope you guys are gonna stay subscribed. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time.